just picture KJ as a 12-year-old, and we'll be all good. Looks like we're going to have Forge and then Gateway, so playing very defensive. Looks like he's going to be a little bit worried about some sort of early pool, as worried he should be, evidently, as there is an early pool. Trying to take his natural base, not able to quite yet. Well, here, we'll actually just get rid of, we'll minimize KJ for now. There we go. So KJ's gone for now. There, Mr. Freedom is gone for now. Malagant is still playing. DarkMenace, I don't think, has a camera, so we're just going to have to go with a one-player camera. But DarkMenace is 12 years old, as I just checked, and is a Diamond 3 Zerg. So it's Diamond 2 Protoss versus Diamond 3 Zerg. Very, very close in MMR. DarkMenace actually taking the alternative base. Good thinking on his feet. We've got a cannon coming down. Malagant is not going to get Zergling flooded this game. He is not going to let that happen. It's going to be a full wall off. The Zerglings do come in, but the cannon will finish up well before they can take out that pylon, so he will have a defense set up quite well. Oh! He's showing up now. Alright, DarkMenace is available now. There he is. Alright, perfect. I think that's DarkMenace at least. Anyways. Alright, 12-year-old player. Gonna be taking out that pylon so he can expand to his natural base. Also, do y'all want the player cameras a little bit bigger? Let me know. I don't know. It's my first time doing it, so just let me know if the size is good or not. Oh my gosh, he's getting cannon rushed, and I think these cannons will get up. Oh, the Zerglings are targeting... They should not target that probe. Oh yeah, the cannons will get up. Don't think these first two cannons can hit. Oh, SirMalagant actually canceling the one. So he is cannon rushing the 12-year-old. I think we could have a child abuse court case on our hands here. Oh, but the pylon actually will go down. DarkMenace, good choice. Oh my gosh, it barely isn't going to go down. If the queen targeted it, maybe. But I mean, only one cannon able to shoot. I actually would have liked to see potentially that cannon. Decent size? Alright. All good then. That cannon is killing the queen. Oh no! Well, I guess he can actually kind of afford to just give up this base because of the size of the commitment by Malagant to take it down, as well as the full wall there. As long as he just re-expands and drones up, I think he'll be perfectly alright. A little sad that he did not manage to take out that pylon, of course. Lost quite a few lings for it. It's been 12 lings and a queen and only killed one pylon. There have been some cancels and whatnot for Malagant, though, so not the worst. A fairly even position at this point. And I do like Menace choosing to make unit, still having the presence of mind, I should say, to make drones and other units out of the base while those larvae are available, rather than completely sacking it. Very well done out of him, obviously. Oh, and oh my gosh, if he saved this base, he won't. Oh my gosh, he's going to save the base. DarkMenace saves the base at 30 HP. Oh my goodness. What a play out of our young Zerg player. Absolutely sick. I thought he'd completely given up on it, but actually going for that Ravager breakout, even if he had lost that base, I feel like it's fine because he did commit 2 cannons and 2 pylons to take it out. But saving the base while this commitment goes on, this is absolutely fantastic for DarkMenace right now. He's in a very good position. Obviously, that is reflected in the supply as he's up 20 supply right now. In the losers bracket finals, of course, so this is a big match. The winner will advance to... oh my gosh, he's trying to send the Stalkers to get the base! Oh my gosh, he barely does not get it. Oh, and transfuse even. DarkMenace, man, he is on top of his play right now. How quick is he? 145 APM. That is pretty good. I'm loving this play out of DarkMenace. He's got very good presence of mind. Oh my gosh, but DTs. No, man. I think he's going to lose to the Dark Templar. There's no detection out on the map. After such great plays, too. Oh, that is so unfortunate. This base is definitely going to go down. As very good development out of Malagant. You got to give him the credit for that, you know? He will be able to save the main base, most likely, as long as he pulls to surround the Spore. Oh, and he does, but the DT does get in. Will he be able to target it down nonetheless? Attack it. Oh, no. The Roach didn't. Oh, no. He's going to try and target down the Spore, which means Menace will actually be able to save this. And, I mean, the Lair's on the way. He's not dead. Does lose that third base, but, I mean, behind this, Malagant's worker count is not the best. Oh, my gosh. And we'll be able to target that down. 18 drones do go down, but... Oh, man. He's not targeting the Spore. Just run away. Oh, my gosh. He almost biled him down. I mean, this is still very smart plays out of DarkMenace, just getting a little bit surprised by the DTs. And he's floating enough money that, yeah, as long as he drones up heavily, he should still be alright. Oh, does he see the push coming out? Ah, man. I mean, a great first game to this series. Holy crap. I mean, back and forth. As he saved the base, and then he saved the base again, and then he finally lost it to the DTs. It looks like, with all of that, Malagant, I don't know why I keep wanting to say Malagant. I'm sorry, Malagant. But anyways, looks like Malagant will be able to push through, I'd imagine. Oh, with Charge already done as well. Both players playing very impressively for Diamond level. A good drone pull, but there's just not enough. GG, well played is called. And Malagant will take game number 1. Funny, because Malagant talked about how his opponent was quite aggressive, and then went for a cannon rush into DTs into a 2 base all in. So I don't know. Seems they're both a little bit aggressive, or maybe he's just playing aggressive in reaction to his opponent. Just a bit aggressive. Slightly. All right. Just checking with the players that they are ready. It's going to be Everdream for map number 2. And yeah, I mean, a very, very intelligently played out of DarkMenace. A lot of really cool stuff out of him there. Really cool. When I was 12 years old, I was, you know, still learning how to pour cereal. So, DarkMenace, ahead of his time. As we are ready to hop into the next game. Here we go. In the upper right-hand side of the map, changing to orange this time. I believe he was not orange last time, although I could just be remembering wrong. A Prodigy. Nonetheless, in the upper left or right-hand side. At 6 years old, you don't want to know. Now, in the upper right-hand side, the orange Zerg player, currently teamless. It is DarkMenace. And in the lower left-hand side, our green Protoss player, cannon rushing into DTs. It is SirMalagant. What will we see this time? Looks like we're going to see that forge and then a potential gateway behind it, or will it be an immediate nexus behind the forge this time? I think at 6 years old I was learning how to walk. Or no, crawl, sorry. I didn't learn how to walk until I was at least 10. Anyways, Malagant is going for that cannon rush, and DarkMenace moving the Overlord out. Will not be able to see it, which means this cannon rush should successfully go down. Actually going for additional pylons to fully wall in the cannon, despite this not being a wall. but we'll get the cannon rush down anyways. I imagine we'll see a cancel on these pylons. No. Yes. Alright, and already putting a cannon down at the back end. A little preemptively. Oh, Menace does scout, but it's late. Good pull and a good cancel. I mean, at this point, this is a big commitment. And with a canceled hatchery, not a killed one, that's pretty good overall. Menace potentially going to take the bottom right-hand base, as he's throwing up 2 spine crawlers. Yeah, I mean, Malagant talking about how aggressive his opponent was, and then cannon rushing game 1 and game 2. He's trying to make a full wall off. The walls are closing in. We do see double gateway. No Nexus down yet, so honestly not a terrible spot for DarkMenace. Needs to drone up, though. I mean, these spines were a big commitment. But as long as he starts droning up, maybe takes this space or this base, I think he'll be in a pretty good spot. Looks like he's a bit preoccupied with just trying to break out into the natural and clean up his cannons, which is fine. That'll work as well. As the Cybercore is quite late and the Nexus is non-existent in the natural. Gonna come in, scout, and leave. Very nice shift clicking there as well. Just gonna get the full scout and then click right on out. Very good presence of mind. You see 2 roaches coming out. Gonna be morphed shortly into Ravagers, I would imagine. We do see the Twilight Council coming down. Not going to be able to scout that without Overlord because it's in the natural, not in the main. And the Nexus is finally down, but it's not that far ahead of the Zerg's natural base, presumably. You know, if he takes it fairly soon, at least. Oh, he has, like, super rapid fire. I like it. He's already got the rapid fire going. Very nice skins, by the way, as well. Yeah, that's some rapid fire right there. You can tell. And the simulant, I believe these are skins. Robotic Zerg. Oh, does he not know about this last cannon? I think he does. Yeah, he does. Now, is he going to think of DTs this game? Because they're coming. The only question is, will he be ready? Does have a natural base going down at his 3rd now, which is good. Would love to see an expansion here, and then a lair. Honestly, would have liked to see a lair a little bit ago. But it looks like the DTs may go unscouted. Once again, where is the Dark Shrine? Oh, it's very back far. Very far back in the main base. Still no detection coming down yet, as he seems to be entirely preoccupied with killing his opponent. He is making Overlord speed, so he wants to scout, you can kind of tell. But this may be too late of a scout. Although, if he winds up having to use the DTs defensively, that's at least better than Menace finding out about them, you know, when he dies to them. He knows now. He knows. He's going to try and get the gateway and then get out, I think. Or maybe not get out at all. Oh, kind of targeting down the pylon. I like it. Does depower that cannon. Perhaps just going for damage, saying, you know what? The Dark Templar can kill me eventually, sure, but it's going to take him a while. And in that time, I'm going to kill a whole lot of your stuff. Running up into the main base. Lair now on the way. This is actually looking pretty good for DarkMenace right now. He is starting to grow that worker count. He's got 3 bases finished up. Lair is on the way. Oh. Well, that's a little unfortunate. The game now flipping directly on its head. Slayer is done, but there's just not enough detection. There's not enough economy to really defend everything. And there's not army to defend. Well, maybe he can defend this. This target's down that. No, but it's going for the spine. This is very, very bad. SirMalagant looking poised to advance to the grand finals. DT's making some quick work of the Zerg's economy. And it looks like DarkMenace won't quite be able to manage it. But, I mean, I liked what I was seeing out of DarkMenace. If he continues practicing, I could see him going quite high in the MMR, showing some very intelligent plays throughout the series. And some pretty good APM as well, I believe. Yeah, 173 APM. And the DTs will come up and clean up every last unit. There is, of course, the third base mining. And everything is... and good sportsmanship out of our young player as well. Overall, very well done. We're just going to wait to pull up the player cams for a minute while we wait for KJ to move back through. Well, Malagant, looks like the DTs worked out quite well for you, eh?
I know, right? I did it twice. I was hoping he wouldn't. I think I would go for DTs again. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know prior to that series we talked about you being a little bit worried about him being an aggressive player, but then we saw a couple cannon rushes and some DTs out of you, so it looks like we had quite a bit of aggression going on. Was that sort of like trying to preempt his aggression by just, you know, beating him to the punch, or what was the plan there?
Yeah, yep, exactly. It was just to harass and take him out of his groove early on. So I was hoping that cannon would really mess his build, you know, his timing and stuff. So I'm glad it did, actually.
Yeah, it seemed to work out quite well. And as well, how did you? I know we all kind of lost our minds on the stream whenever he barely managed to keep that hatchery alive in the first game. Did your heart kind of sink when you saw the cannon go down right before the hatchery was going to die?
Yeah, it was supposed to be hitting the hatchery, and then it focused fire on the queen, I believe. And then by the time I clicked it and clicked to the hatchery, it died. So I was like, oh man, I think that was just one hit away.
Yeah, it was very close.
It was very close.
All right, well, we've got neutrophil here as well now.
Okay.
I think we're going to get ready to go. But yeah, some very, it was 31 HP at the end. And then the Stalkers ran in as well, but the Ravagers happened to be there. It was,
yeah.
It was some exciting stuff there. Very impressive out of DarkMenace, man. But very well played by you as well, cleaning it up.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, well, good luck in the finals. I look forward to seeing what y'all pull out.
Thanks.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen of the chat. We are...
This will be a best 7 with a 1-game advantage for neutrophil.
Okay, that'll work. Alright, so we are going to have a best of 7 between neutrophil and SirMalagant. So neutrophil is our 15-year-old Diamond 2 Protoss. So it's going to be a PvP. Because he came from the winner's side bracket, so if you look at the bracket here on the screen, we've got neutrophil making his run all the way through the winner's bracket, actually defeating DarkMenace 3-1 in the winner's side finals. So because Malagant is coming from the losers finals, that means that he's going to wind up with a 1-game disadvantage or a 1-game advantage for neutrophil, so that you have kind of the reflection of he actually did not lose a series yet, whereas Malagant did lose 1 series in the winner's side finals against DarkMenace. There's generally a couple ways that that's handled with the winner's bracket and loser's bracket. There's either the one game advantage is the most common, I'd say, but then also sometimes they'll actually do a 2-series thing where there's a best of 5, and if the person from the winner's side of the bracket wins that best of 5, they win the whole tournament. But the loser side person has to win that best of 5 and then a best of 3 on top of that. So obviously that I'd say is even harder for the loser side person to win. But the one game advantage obviously isn't super easy to come back from either. But Neutrophil, with a pretty powerful run, as we can see, defeating Isaac 2-0, Seth 2-0, and 3-1ing DarkMenace. With that one game advantage, it means he only has to win 3 games, whereas Malagant is going to have to win 4. We are counting down. It's going to be Death Aura, probably our most popular map of the night. I think it's been in every series pretty much thus far. And we are ready. Just about to hop in to our grand finals. Here we go. Oh, let me pop up the player cameras. Where'd they go? What? The player cams are not working. There they are. Okay. Alrighty. In the upper left-hand corner from Psystorm Community, I believe. The purple Protoss player. Starting with that 1-point advantage. It is Neutrophil. Our 15-year-old Protoss against the man we've seen in quite a few series so far. Will he be able to win his 3rd series in a row? From Psystorm Gaming, the green Protoss, it is SirMalagant. Sending out an early probe. Both players are, actually. We got gateways coming down, simulators as well. Will we see any sort of gas steal? I don't know. Probably not. The gases should already be taken. Some friendly banter going back and forth between the two players. Neutrophil immediately taking a second gas in response. Oh, and stealing a gas of SirMalagant's. Very nice. We are going to see 2 probes pulled to deal with that. An additional pylon on the way already. Single gateway out of both players, it looks like. So a little bit non-meta, although it's been getting into the meta more and more in PvP to skip the second gate with that battery change that we've seen. I think not. I'm not sure. I think it's around an even position because it does cost you a lot of minerals. And in order to send out a probe scout early enough to block that, that costs you minerals from mining as well. But because SirMalagant also sent out a probe at such an early time, it's possible that it will put him ahead because they both lost that mining time, right? Malagant opting for a Twilight Council. Will it be DTs yet again? The shield battery already on the way for Neutrophil. Okay. Of course, fully mining gas has a stalker on the way. Is canceling that, I guess, was just trying to deny any sort of probe scout into the main base. Or perhaps just trying to preempt any adepts coming in as well. Quite possibly. Since 2 early adepts are decently common in this matchup. The gas still has not gone down. Malagant doing the same thing, so I think they are just both worried about adepts. The gas still is not down yet. Would like to see an early expansion out of Malagant in response to the gas steal as well. That's generally a good way to handle it. Especially at the lower levels where timings won't be as crisp out of your opponent. And the shield battery coming up. He's got those good timings down. This would be against a proxy oracle. Although at the same time, he doesn't really need to worry too much about a proxy oracle because he did gas steal, so it'd be very hard for Malagant to afford it. We do see Nexi coming down for both players. Neutrophil adding on some extra gateways. And this is funny. I actually like this quite a bit, what they're doing with the shield batteries, because at this level, you're not as fast as Stats, you're not as fast as Zest or anyone like that, right? So you won't always be able to reliably see the Adepts coming and reactively throw up the shield battery. So instead they're just kind of always having a shield battery going and then just canceling it and remaking it whenever they remember. It costs a little bit more minerals, but that's generally pretty worth it to make sure that Adepts don't make it in, right? Because, I mean, even at Zest's level and Stats level, we still see a decent amount of the time that Adepts do sneak in despite a probe being in position because they just don't see it in time to react. So, I like quite a bit. Kind of, you know, understanding that you're not going to be that fast, and so sacrificing a little bit there just to be safe. You see charge on the way, actually. So it's going to be 5 gates of charge lot. 6 gates. I apologize. And this could be absolutely lethal. I mean, there are 2 shield batteries on the way, an extra pylon as well. With battery overcharge, he could probably survive this. Seeing that gate count, Neutrophil is reacting quite strongly to it, which I love to see. This is exactly what he needs to do. I'd love to see an observer go out across the map, or even just scout nearby to see if he can see an army. As we do see charge actually from Neutrophil as well. Oh, and he will see the army coming in. If we get a battery overcharge here, this could absolutely be a, like, just full hold. Oh no, he's actually pulling away! He's actually pulling away from the batteries, which means he won't be able to utilize them. He'll be able to deny quite a few of the Zealots right off the bat, but I mean, a lot of probes are going to go down, and now he's walled into his own base. Oh, and Malagant saying, you know what, that's a good idea. I like that, that force field thing. That's smart. That's clever. I'm gonna steal that from you. Charge lots all are out for Neutrophil as well, and he does have the shield battery advantage. Malagant not targeting down that pylon to deny the shield batteries, and the force field does wear off. He does manage to sneak a couple stalkers through and should be able to clean up, but I mean, there's a fairly significant worker advantage for Malagant at this point. And with that battery overcharge, he should be able to hold. Malagant, I feel like, should just pull back and macro up at this point. He killed so many probes in the natural, but, I mean, I guess it's alright. But at this point, I mean, the army supply advantage does go to Neutrophil quite significantly, so I'm going to have to give him a slight edge, especially because he's got a more sophisticated tech structure up. Or, you know, tech infrastructure, I should say. He's got a Robo, he's got a Twilight, he's got a Forge, so he's getting +1. He has charge, just like his opponent, but he also has the ability to make Immortals, a Warp Prism, Observers. He's got the sophistication. And with that sophistication, he's just going to go across the map without using any of it, so never mind. No, but he will actually have +1 in time for this attack, it seems, unless he attacks right away. But with these shield batteries going down, I feel like this should be a hold for Malagant. As soon as he sees that, I'd like to see a pullback, and a pullback we will see. You see a Forge and a Templar Archives coming down, so he's going to skip the Robo-Tech. This is seen decently often in PvP. Going to go straight into Archon Charge Lot, as once you get into that stage, Immortals aren't all that useful anyways. They're mainly just useful against Stalkers. And Neutrophil going to be giving SirMalagant a taste of his own medicine. By going Dark Templar, as well as a Robo facility, or Robo Bay, I'm sorry. I hope we see Colossus, not Disruptors, because I don't know how well they'll manage to micro Disruptors. Also, what was this? I think he accidentally clicked this along with the Phoenix to go scout. I love how proactive Neutrophil is with his scouting, though. It's kind of funny, because what I've seen in this tournament so far is, it's kind of hard to describe, but Malagant's play and a lot of the older participants' play has seemed a lot more part of the Swarm to Wings of Liberty era in terms of like scouting focus and decision making and stuff. And the younger players seem to have scouting habits that are a lot closer, or at least look like they're attempting to mimic those of the more current professional play. Which isn't an insult to anyone, of course. It's just kind of funny to see. We actually do see Disruptors out of Neutrophil, so we'll have to see how the control is on that. But I think we've seen, like, yeah, like Malagant doesn't tend to scout as much and I don't think I've seen him use a Phoenix hallucination to scout yet. Whereas Neutrophil has already scouted, I think, twice with hallucinations as well as throwing in those observers. So it's kind of cool to see. Now we do have a third base down a little bit faster for Neutrophil. He's got that worker count back up to even, and the army supplies evened out as well. So, yeah, generational thing. But it looks like the game has pretty much evened out. It is going to be upgrade advantage to Neutrophil. Blink is a little bit later than that of SirMalagant's, and he will have Storm, but Storm is not generally seen as much in PvP as it is in the other two matchups. So we'll see how it comes into play. But I like, as long as they're controlled well, I think the Disruptors are going to work out better than the Storm will, or they should, at the very least. Now we do have those gases finishing up. I'd like to see, yep, pulling onto them. Maybe a pylon here as well for some opportunity or capability to throw down some shield batteries, of course, should there be a push out of SirMalagant, who is saving up for some storms, as Storm is getting close to finishing up. So we actually do see 1-1 upgrades out for Neutrophil. They got on that +2. +1 is just approaching completed for Malagant. Will we see a push out? It looks like we will with those upgrades completing, so very nice to see him pushing out as his upgrades finish. And yeah, we have a cannon, but I'd love to see some shield batteries as well. And the scouting, I mean, I was talking about it being very, very good. He has fallen off a little bit, hasn't scouted as much since the third base went down. Does see this coming in. Let's see how the disruptor control is. This could go very well, or it could go very poorly. A very nice initial hit. Another hit going out. All right into the heart of the High Templar. An excellent disruptor control out of Neutrophil. I doubted. I said he should make some Colossus, but he is proving me wrong very well with excellent hits out of the disruptors there and a significant supply advantage at this point, and also will be able to warp in the Dark Templar or Zealots potentially into the main base behind this. Very well played out of Neutrophil. And there we go. I like it. 5 Zealots and a DT as well. We'll be able to target down the cannon, which means no detection out. Oh my gosh, and this Artosis Pylon. Say goodbye to 4 gateways of detection, 4 gateways of production, as well as the upgrade is no longer researching. Shields actually, interestingly, coming down, probably for Archons. But my goodness, 13 probes falling, as we do have that WCS observer interface. Very nice. Continuing to knock away at these pylons. Very nice control out of Neutrophil. As he's chilling at 163 APM, very nice. And oh my gosh, we're going Skytoss transition, ladies and gentlemen. There ain't no stop on this crazy Protoss train. And does he have detection? Okay, observer is now coming out. This gateway, well, it's not getting targeted down, but that gateway could have gone down if it was targeted. The observer will come out. We'll be able to clean up this DT, but I mean, that drop got its money's worth, plus a bit. Yeah, got its money's worth plus income, or interest. Goodness. And we have those disruptors still available. I mean, he didn't lose any. He's making Tempest now, 3 at a time. And also, out of Neutrophil, I mean, like, not to throw shade at anyone that has played thus far, but we have tended to see thousands of resources floating from both players in our previous series. Neutrophil is currently sitting at, you know, he's got 600 gas, but he's got almost no minerals, and that's a pretty low gas count as well. He's done an excellent job of spending his bank, and I mean, that kind of reflects in the supply as he's up 50 supply. Part of that, of course, was just the big disruptor hits, but he was only up about 20 supply after the disruptor hits, and now he's up 60. So, very good macro out of Neutrophil right now. As he will be able to scout this slightly hidden 4th, which means it's going to go down. Well, not down, but he'll have to pull his army to defend it. Oh, and Neutrophil is going to counterattack to the 3rd base. Great decision making. Well, I mean, we do have to keep in mind, this is not a professional tournament. This is a family tournament for fun. But, not to send hate to anyone else, but to say, hey, good to see out of our young 15-year-old Protoss here. And, yeah, and great decision-making here as well. Counterattacking to the other side of the map while he pulls to defend the Zealots. But it looks like it may actually turn into a base trade. But, I mean, when you're up 50 supply going into a base trade, you feel pretty alright with that base trade. Oh, is there any detection with this army? Where is his observers? Okay, he does... He actually has one behind the natural of neutrophil. So he will be able to defend against DTs, or, you know, attack against DTs. Plenty of detection for both players on the map, so DTs shouldn't come into it all too much. Ah, and a recall. Does he get... He does get some disruptors in that recall as well. Which means big shot coming out. Oh my gosh. Storms do blanket the army, but they just don't do as much as they might in other matchups. Oh no! And there we do see the first little bit of miscontrol. He, I think he box-clicked to defend against the Storm and wound up pulling that disruptor shot back into himself. Still, though, cleans up a base and then recalls and cleans up most of Malagant's army. Very nicely done. And warping in a Zealot. 1 Zealot versus 4 High Templar, 4 cannons, and 3 shield batteries. Who would win? My money's on the Zealot. Nonetheless, we have 3 carriers at a time on the way out. We've already got 4 Tempests and a carrier out. I mean, his army is getting better and better, while SirMalagant is still struggling to maintain the tech that he had. Wasn't there a point in time where disruptors' shots could damage themselves, to where you could blow up all of your own disruptors if you did something like that? I know they don't now, but I think there was a point in time where you, if you accidentally miscontrolled, could just blow up all your own disruptors. Anyways, we've got a 90 supply advantage, 142 army supply to only 55 right now. And neutrophil playing a very defensive game overall, like very few attacks out of him. Only whenever it seems like he's only attacking whenever he feels very confident he'll be able to get some damage done. I don't think you can kill any of your disruptors with their shots. I don't think. I could be completely wrong. But I know his shot was at least on the disruptor that shot it right there, and it didn't kill it. It only killed the stalkers around it. I'm not positive about other disruptors on your side. Yeah, I think that happened. You remember where they changed them to where they were like shotgun disruptors, to where like they'd auto-explode whenever they hit something? I think after that happened, they changed it. Like, whenever they changed it back to the old disruptor, they also got rid of that, I think. But yeah, there you know. Or there you go. And pushing into this 4th base is neutrophil. Malagant is counterattacking, which is his best course of action, I must say, but I think he's just a little bit too far behind. As 6 carriers and 4 Tempests out with a strong base of army underneath, including disruptors. Oh, and man, he's like, I'm not losing any bases to you, okay? I'll just recall. Big storms, but not big enough, and the carriers push through, clearing out all of the Archons, and it looks like neutrophil will take that 1-game advantage and make it a 2-game advantage as his army chases down these final stalkers of Malagant, and his other half of the army pushes through towards the natural base. Malagant, he made a valiant effort of this game, no doubt about it. But neutrophil playing a very, very smart game with those disruptors, having very good defensive play with them, hitting some big shots, and cleaning up. There are DTs here, and apparently there's not any detection with this portion of the army, but here come the observers. The DTs get cleaned up. 36 probes have fallen. And neutrophil is pushing into the main base of Malagant. I think this will actually be the first game we've seen Malagant lose today. GG is called, and neutrophil takes the game, number 1-ish. We'll have to see where game number 2 takes us, but man, a 20-minute game number 1. Neutrophil, I feel like he had a pretty good handle on the game after about the 10-minute mark with those big disruptor shots. But Malagant almost making it come back there, I feel. All right, looks like it's going to be Eternal Empire for game number 2 of this best of 7 series. Any predictions in chat for what kind of score we're going to wind up seeing? Is it going to be a 4-0? Is it going to be a 4-3? 4-1? What do you think? 4-1? We got a call for 4-1 for neutrophil. I think 4-1 sounds pretty reasonable. 6-9. 4-2-0, maybe? 4-2? Alright. Got some 4-0s, 4-2s. I think everyone seems fairly confident in our boy, who we have in the upper right-hand corner. The orange Protoss from Psystorm Community. It's community, right, Freedom? I think it's community. Anyways, from Psystorm Community Team, it is neutrophil, the orange Protoss. And in the lower left-hand side, in the green, from Psystorm Gaming, it is SirMalagant. Dropping his first map of the night in that previous game. Will he be able to pull it back? It's going to be an uphill battle as neutrophil only has to win 2 more games, and Malagant's got to win 4 to pull out the victory. Neutrophil's going for the gas steal. Malagant's not going to let it happen this time. Not this time, you. Get off my lawn, he says, shaking his stick at the 15-year-old. You have a gateway coming down for both players. No gas steal for either player this game. We do see double gate this time out of Malagant, so it looks like the single gate may have actually been in reaction to the gas steal. Although, neutrophil also opting for double gate. So we're seeing a much more standard approach, although second pylon before Cybercore for Malagant. Will that Cybercore come down? Did he maybe forget and think the gateway's a Cyber? No, there we go. Cybercore's coming down now. We've got lots of gas being mined for both players. Probes are going to return back across the map, it would seem. And then, yeah, I mean, we see neutrophil has a little bit of a cleaner opener. Those stalkers are out a good bit before the Cybercore is even finished. Looks like the stalkers may be done by the time the Cybercore is done. A little bit behind there, but obviously it's not a depth, so it's not like they're going to be across the map in your face all too quickly. You see a Stargate out for Malagant this time. A little bit of a change up there. Oracles, of course, can do quite a bit of work in this matchup, as it only takes 2 shots to kill, unlike 3 versus SCVs. Obviously, probes it's also 2, but no matter. No, no, so, AJ, the fact that you didn't know that a disruptor couldn't kill itself just shows how good you are at controlling disruptors. Because you never had it happen to find out. That's what we're going to go with. Nonetheless, it's going to be a hidden base out of Malagant, as it's a regular natural expansion out of neutrophil. Fair enough, fair enough. There's going to be, yep, it's going to be an Oracle. So you do see that continued shield battery / pylon out of both players to deny any sort of adepts. Malagant actually only made 1 unit out of his double gate, so he could get that expansion down while still also getting an Oracle. And man, there we go. Neutrophil with the consistent Phoenix Scouts. And the shield battery is already done in the main base, so I don't see this Oracle doing very much. He's going to have to bank for 2. Well, he may actually be able to get some stuff going in the natural base, but he's not paying attention. Oh, he turns it on early as well, so he's going to use even more energy just to find out that it's already been used. Oh, well, he will get 2, 3, possibly all 5. Will it be? Oh, no target fire. Oh, he will get 4. Will he get out? He gets out. Does kill 4 probes. Not bad, considering the start of going all the way into the main base just to find a shield battery there. 4 probes is quite alright in exchange for that. Did neutrophil? He did not. Oh man, actually that Phoenix Scout got very close. And yeah, it also gets out, so it's not even a full trade of an Oracle. That Phoenix Scout came very close to scouting that base. Barely does not. We will see double Stargate Void Ray production out of Malagant. As it's going to be more regular charge lot +1 out of neutrophil here. Does need to get the Scout off on this, although he did know it's a Void Ray with the Phoenix Scout. He knows there's at least a Void Ray out on the map. But he needs to scout this base before it's too late. I'm actually going to edit something just really quick. Well, you guys here will we'll lock on Malagant's cam for just a second. There, I think that's better. Alright. Sorry about that. Anyways.
We face the enemy.
Did deny the scout, so to speak, but he did wind up scouting a Twilight Council, actually. Almost expected a Fleet Beacon to get Void Ray speed. Won't be seeing that. Will be +1, of course, in charge, coming down, finishing up fairly soon as it's +1 air weapons for those Void Rays out of Malagant. And we're actually going to see Charge Lot Void Ray. Yeah, I was kind of expecting to see the Fleet Beacon, you know, to get that... get that Void Ray speed going. Still scouting in a more direct pattern, which means no... Oh, actually, he has an observer, so he does know what's going on in terms of the double Stargate and the Twilight. Still doesn't know about that third base, however. Does clean that up. Oh, is he starting to suspect? Or is he just kind of going out here because he feels like it? I guess not quite suspecting. Oh, he's going Phoenix. In response to the Void Rays, I like this a lot. Phoenix absolutely dunk on Void Rays. And because there hasn't been super consistent Void Ray production out of Malagant, it means that he can catch up in the Phoenix count to the Void Ray count quite quickly. Although Malagant is up... Oh my gosh. He's going to scout it. Malagant is up in workers, but if he scouts this and manages to clean it up, that could be quite nice. A nice looking Warp Prism. Warp Prisms actually look pretty good when they're orange. And I like it. Looks like a mix between something you'd see in a beehive and a Protoss. Anyways. Neutrophil does scout it. Let's see how long it takes him to react. Oh, we actually are going to see carriers, but Phoenix actually counter carriers as well, fun fact, because they kill interceptors so incredibly efficiently. Gosh, Dark Templar. But the cannon will... Oh, the cannon's going to finish up. But there's no detection in the natural. He doesn't have any way to make observers. He's going to have to make an oracle, which means if he wants to make one, he's going to have to cancel a carrier, which kind of sucks. Or make a cannon. Oh, this cannon will be able to scout it somewhat. He's got to be careful. Oh, does wind up losing that. But, oh, he is going to clean up over here. And 13 workers. It's going to be about 20 by the time these are dead. That's very unfortunate. Malagant not quite responding quickly enough either. Starts to run away. Does have 2 carriers out, but I mean, double Phoenix production. He's got +1 air weapons on the way. He's already got 6 Phoenix out. He's going to be able to clean up those carriers and Void Rays fairly swiftly. I'd love to see Annie and Pulse Crystals out of a Fleet Beacon here in the near future. But still loving everything Neutrophil's doing thus far. Oh, and a Fleet Beacon allows you to make +2 air weapons, so that's good as well. So yet another reason to make it. Vote Fleet Beacon 2020. Anyways, is coming out, but doesn't actually have any detection in this army as of yet. I'd love to see just like 5 Dark Templar dive on that cannon, you know? Will the base go down before the Oracle comes to Revelate? My guess is no. The Oracle should... Yeah, the Oracle will get here in time. But on neutrophil side of the map, starting to float a little bit, but obviously not in the most comfortable scenario currently. He probably hasn't played against this style of Protoss all too often. Oh, and he's actually going into Tempest now, having scouted the carriers. Not bad at all. Gets enough Phoenix to be able to deal with the Void Rays pretty handily. And is going to start dealing with the Tempests, or dealing with the carriers via Tempest, which are an even stronger counter, I dare say, to carriers than Phoenix. Phoenix work, but they're not the best, and they can start to, like, once they get up to a certain carrier count, deal with you. Neutrophil's like, hey, that proxy-based thing is kind of cool. I'm going to do that. As the Phoenix will come in, they should be able to clean up all of these probes as the cannon is not done yet. If Neutrophil is on top of his micro, dealing a little bit with the main base harassment. But Malagant will be able to clean up the Warp Prism, which is nice. 6 probes do go down, a very significant worker advantage out for Neutrophil at this point in time, as well as a growing army size advantage. Making so many Tempests, they're going to be able to rip through these carriers, as he's already got 4 out, soon to be 7. I almost said 8 because my math is amazing. The Phoenixes assert their dominance. It's like me in high school versus all of the cool kids. Holy moly. It went about the same way, too. Never do math on stream. It's true. We'll get cannons up to defend against the Phoenix, which is nice. But that 4th base is up now. Zealots warping in, perhaps to go deal with it, or attempt to go deal with it. We'll see if they actually succeed in doing so. And he's like, now that I've got 7 Tempests... That's 7, right? That is 7. Now that I got 7 Tempests, he's going to make 4 carriers now. I like your style, kid. Well, I don't like the running into the... I like that style slightly less, but still. The idea was there. He should still be fine. Oh, and just as he recalls these probes, in come some Zealots, just warping some DTs, right? They're just kind of running by right alongside each other for a minute there. I'm not sure if he meant to do that or if he was planning on, like, picking up to harass. He might have meant to do it so that he can continue to make carriers, which is fine, to be honest. But a little strange. Might have just accidentally clicked him there as well. Sometimes I'm not too arrogant to pretend that I have not accidentally clicked 30 Mutalisks into a pack of Marines in my time. No, it happens for sure. Might ask him about that after the game. Or after the series, if he does indeed win. Which he's looking poised to snag a 3-0 advantage thus far. Will we have good target fire? We do thus far. Oh, does not manage to recall all of the units, so we will lose a couple carriers. And more carriers coming out. He's outproducing the carrier count of his opponent as well. I like the Terran music in this PvP. To be fair, Terran music is like the best part of the soundtrack for StarCraft 2. But anyways, Neutrophil is now going to push out. He's got that 70 supply advantage at this point. And should be able to absolutely clean up this army out of Malagant. Does target down the carriers. Very nice micro. And with that, cleaning up the Void Rays as well. Stalkers too. That should be victory to Neutrophil. Malagant doing his best. It looks like it's going to be a 3-0 advantage for Neutrophil at this point. GG is called. Neutrophil. Whoa, we'll take the 3-0 advantage. Poised on victory of the entire thing in this grand finals. And Malagant, I mean, he had a great run through the losers bracket. Beating AXD, as you can see, beating Isaac, Freedom, and DarkMenace without dropping a game. But in this grand finals, Neutrophil is showing up and bringing the pain with some good scouting, good, clever reactions, just very well played overall by him. Malagant has a bit of a headache because it's late and he's been playing a lot. But hopefully he'll be able to push through that nonetheless. I'd like to see him get a game or two in, but the selfish side of me would also not like this to go to 2 a.m., but I don't think we're in much risk of that. Nonetheless, it's going to be Ice and Chrome for our map number 3, technically speaking. Or I guess technically speaking it would be map number 4. More literally speaking it would be map number 3. And this is a very large map. Here we go. As in the upper right-hand side. Up 3-0 in this best of 7. From Psystorm community, it is our orange Protoss player, Neutrophil. And in the bottom left-hand side, also from Psystorm, the green Protoss, it is SirMalagant. I wonder what the meaning behind SirMalagant is. Is Malagant like a reference? Is that someone from a book or a game? I'm not sure. Neutrophil just sounds like something I learned about in biology, to be honest. But I don't remember exactly what it is. Knights of the Round Table, Malagant. Huh. Don't remember that. I don't remember that guy. There's, not Gareth. Gehareth, I think is one. Man, huh. It did sound a little bit like, I was going to say it's like some Knights of the Round Table thing or something like that. Malagant tries to go for the gas steal on Neutrophil, but not able to get it down. Both players have a fixation on gas steals, I think. A little bit. Oh, well, there you go. It was something I learned about in biology. Malagant opting for the single gate, but we are going to have the double gate out of Neutrophil. Oh, actually, it is going to be double gate, just a slightly delayed second gateway out of Malagant. Now he just needs to proxy a Stargate in this dead space vision. I don't think you can do that. I don't think there's enough space, but he should do it anyways. Mama didn't raise no quitter. Dang it. Anyways, as the gateways finish up, very well timed out by Neutral.